What's your name?
My name is Alessandro. It's the second time that you come to my show.
I know.
Paris and Korea and Seoul. And I got asked from this Italian art director Renato Montagner to document and create a work based on the installation of Craig Costello, also known as Craig, KR, and this is his jumpsuit that Renato designed for the installation itself. And this is the tool that Craig used, and it's a fire extinguisher, basically. So basically pump color unto a certain kind of level after. And with pressure, and he used basically as a spray cans, like a do-it-yourself gigantic spray cans. And I'm really fascinated by his way to repurpose.
He created this.
I mean, in the early 90s, I think like in San Francisco, they start to use this stuff to do gigantic tags. And so then like he evolved the thing and he built a brand of markers around this like sort of do-it-yourself attitude of building or like creating tools that the market doesn't create or didn't create so far for you, so you create your own, which is like, you know, totally do-it-yourself philosophy that right now is, I guess, is lost, right?
So the whole project, you came here, what, 10 days ago?
I came
2
here,
weeks ago?
yeah, 2 weeks ago, and I spent a week in Korea. But the actual painting session...
10 days ago? Well, it's not going to happen.
There's no possibility to shut down the music for a second now.
Okay, anyway, we'll go without it. So you came here how many days ago? It opened on the 12th, today's the 14th.
It's the 14th, I came, what was like 2 weeks ago. We spent a week in Seoul and really like 2 days of painting session at night. We had to shoot at night because this street, it's really like a shopping, high-end area. So like with these kind of tools, you couldn't like really work during the day with shopping bags and stuff.
So everything was shot then?
Yeah. And I follow Craig in different sessions, even before this project. We've done some few stuff together in New York. And see, this is like the photo that I selected from a larger number.
These are great, they're like just shadows, huh?
Yeah, basically this is his shadows. This is actually the tool that he used, and this is him.
It's beautiful.
And the white dots. And this is the shadow of the ink. And the whole performance is really powerful. And as former graffiti writer, I'm also really fascinated by the tool, the fire extinguisher that he used, right?
And what does this say? This is it's by him.
Yeah, it's a quote of his.
Wow, it's great. It's kind of monumental.
Yeah. And I like here, we made a poster out of this on silk screen. And
Wow, it looks like hair.
yeah, it's really organic.
Yeah.
And that's his thing, like all these organic shape versus these straight lines of architectures that you can see, especially in these two photos.
So are these for sale now? The
I don't
pictures?
know. We should.
They should be.
We should sell it.
Yeah. And here's the tool. And then how did the shirts, these are
This
on
is one of
neoprene,
the
you
two
said?
shirts that they made. With
So what's the name of the brand?
it's an EXR, and it's a Korean brand, which Renato Montagner, which you met last night, is like art directing since last season, I think. And I work with him with other brand like Pirelli, Ducati, Dainese. So like his work, it's always related to a performative aspect, but also using a lot of element of fashion. So like application, like on sweatshirt, but really he's a designer as well. And I have the other one with the names that you saw downstairs. It's
With
my
your
favorite. Yeah.
So tell me about these books. Well, this one was done for the exhibition.
No, this is actually like a previous stuff that we done,
Okay.
but it's really like we actually used as a mood board for the video and as a line to follow for the images, and was a documentation of while he was working on two big canvases in New York and Brooklyn. So his work, for the way he's done, you know, the tools, this like really performative aspect reminds me Yves Klein a lot.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Yves Klein was like burning
Yeah.
shit down, and he used a fire extinguisher, which is like the opposite, but of course filled with ink and stuff. But this is like a selection of publication. This one you will remind because your future on your side, and was the exhibition that I had in Japan. A great use. Great. It was like a composition of images shot between in 10 years, and really between Jamaica, Italy, Venice.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking of those Jamaican guys you were talking about.
Yeah. So that's a really old zine. I think I made it in 2009.
How did you get involved with Jamaica? Because that's come up a lot.
Jamaica, I just went like randomly one time for a week. Was my birthday, and I ended up to stay a month. In that occasion, I shot this dance show in Tivoli Garden, which is like a pretty, I would say, hardcore neighborhood in Jamaica. Lovely. I mean, I don't know, like.
Is it in Kingston or where is
Kingston, yeah. So basically, it's a series of images from this super legit dancehall that doesn't happen anymore. They shut it down after like a really like sort of civil war inside of the neighborhood. And was really sad because after that they couldn't play music after 10:30. It's like like saying two Italians who don't eat bread or
Pasta.
pizza or pasta, you know. They say like, okay, you can play music in Jamaica. And so this is like a subject that I really enjoy to shoot and put together as a book. And it has a lot of fashion elements, you know, as well. See? But this is like a selection of stuff that I produced in the past 10 years. It's like a handmade book about this punk reunion that I shot while ago in New York in 2008 indeed.
And how to meet some of the characters?
The punk dudes?
Yeah.
Or, I've always been into punk and hardcore music. And so like when I heard about the reunion, I just wanted to snap some photos. Funny thing is that I kept those images for few years, like on the closet, and it just recently put together that.
So it's a handmade book. How many are there?
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 books. I done more. This is my last book, and I'm really proud of it. And it's the first publication that I do that is not really about images, but about content. Even if there is some interesting images of Raymond Pettibon in his studio. And the story of this was nothing, just was really fascinated by the work of Raymond, and I decided that I want to shoot him. Eventually things turned out into a conversation between him and Scott Campbell, which is a friend, artist. He tattooed this.
Yeah.
This snake.
Is it the same tattoo artist that did Jules?
No.
No.
No. A friend of him, though. They were in the same studio. Yeah. And so, like, this one was presented at the PS1 MoMA Museum.
Which is great.
And yeah, I love it. That there is like only 10 images and all text, 3 languages: Italian, French, and English.
That's great.
Look.
So how would somebody get the book? So online?
Google.
Google, yeah.
Google.
Is it like through
The
your...
True Classic, actually. That's the publisher, which is based in Paris. I think Colette has, for sure, another few places in New York. Yeah, I like this one too. It's a little bit fucked up, but this is an old zine
So
about Venice.
when you did these zines, how many copies did you make?
It depends. Some, like this book, for example, it's only 10 copies.
Limited
This one was
edition.
100, this was 200, this one is 300.
And you produced, no, this one you didn't produce yourself.
No, I didn't.
But all the others you produced
Yes.
yourself.
I published this with a small publishing company, Automatic Books in Venice, this one. This one about Wu-Tang, I self-produced. And it's about the reunion of Wu-Tang in Rome in 2010. Signed by Riza and Yugad.
So people could come here and buy these if they want, or they're just...
No, they're just
for
being
display.
showed, yeah. But the capsule collection that they created with the other...
So they're all made of neoprene?
No, they have downstairs. More.
Or
There's
what's this
ancient-
made?
Yeah, the neoprene.
And these are cotton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like these too.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're really strong.
You like it?
They should be for sale. And the film,
You want some water?
yeah, and a little bit. These are great. And tell me about the film.
Well, the film was shot by these two video guys. One was an American guy that I work often with, and an Italian friend, which is a director himself. And nothing, it's just like a visual
Documented the event.
documentation, but like with the same attitude of the photos. So like a lot of images are more abstract and intimate, and of course as a video explain better the process as opposed to the images that are like more mood oriented, right? I love that.
You should model it.
I
It's
sure
got your
wear it.
name on
I
it.
sure wear it.
Yeah, it's got your name on it.
didn't try yet, but yeah, it's okay if they took a few
Yeah,
flavors.
sure.
It's like old school kind of.
Looks good on you. How's it feel
Fits
having
well.
your name in? Yeah, fits well, I think. Yeah, I have to take some pictures too.
And yeah,
That's wild, your name in.
that's Craig Costello, which is the artist that I work with. And it's like Alessandro Simonetti, right?
It's wild. I need to